Hey guys, this is Oz, Casual Duelist channel, and I'm here today with
me,
Colin, Mr. Excitement himself.
Yeah.
With, what do you got?
I got Pendulum Magician's budget version.
Semi-budget, I guess it's slowly becoming budget.
Yeah, now that Duelist Alliance is going to reprint it, it's like, okay, this isn't as bad now, because you can get 2 for one of the boxes, which is so
pretty ridiculous.
So dumb. Well, dumb for me, because I bought the secrets, but you win some, you lose some, I guess.
That's
so,
fair.
I guess we'll
crack into it.
I don't want to crack into it. Cards will get damaged. Alright, starting off the deck, here's your obligatory 3 Skull Corbat. You normal summon this, and you normal summon it. You search everything in the deck that is a monster, except one particular card. He's just good. Plus 1800 bodies, not bad. 3 Wisdom Eye, if you have like all 8s in one of this, scale-wise, congrats, there's your 1.
It's true.
And he can also... He replaces himself via Astrograph too, so he's pretty good. 3 Double Iris. You can destroy it from scale to let something do double damage. And when it's destroyed, you can search any of the Pendulum Graphs, which are like the continuous spells and traps we'll get to. He's bananas, man. He's just really good. 3 Harmonizing Magician. Like, if you really just want to cheese the opponent, like, just play as many... Just get this out as fast as possible, because you don't have to synchro with whatever you get out. You can XC with it, so it doesn't get banished, or you can just go into Ignister and not really care. But
Ignister.
And my other 3 of Purple Poison Magician. He activates during damage calc, so your opponent really can't out it. Also, when it gets destroyed, I get to pop a face-up card. So... And also, if your opponent's playing full Force Virus, he's got 2100 defense, so he's safe. There's also other cards in here that are just like, oh, okay, thanks. My last 3 of in Pendulum Monsters is Astrograph. I kind of want to come to 2, but at the same time, he's really good. Because his destruction effect, it's when any card is destroyed, you special summon himself and you search another copy of said card.
It's true. Dark Magician Spice, too.
And he also has really good stats. You can use the other Magicians, since they only pick Dark Spellcasters instead of like Magician Pendulums. You can target him, make him do double damage or whatever. He's basically an Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon that can boost himself up a shit ton. Cut that out, Austin. Okay. Please. The cherry's on top. Anyways, 2 Oath Dragon Magician. I kind of want to just play 1. But he can, if he's in scale and you have another Pendulum, you can get some out from extra deck, which can be good for harmonizing because you can only get it out from hand. Or if you normal summon it, but why would you normal summon it? And on top of that, when he's if he's normal or special summoned, you can get something back from grave. So, he's pretty solid, but I also don't really have like a rank 6 in the extra deck. So he usually goes for link fodder. This card was the MVP when I played up against a full Force Virus Cosmos, because when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a Dark Spellcaster in the grave and special summon it. You can just bring himself back. Oh. So,
dang.
Yeah, I had a very large ruling complaint about that, and I'm like, no, he hit the grave with everyone else. He gets to revive them. Another one of, if you're gonna play her, play Zark. I'm making a bad decision here. I do not recommend her. I also don't really recommend the next card, and I have my reasons why. She just prevents targeting and then destroys herself. Now, if you're under Pendulum Call, you just prevent a once per turn targeting, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't destroy it. Also, when you use her to synchro summon, it gets banished, so that's not really good, like at all. But she is a name, so if you're playing Zark, play her. So it's at 2 now, but Luster Pendulum, I don't like him. I really don't like him right now. This is a budget version, mind you, so these options are purely budget because I do not have Apex Avians, or I would play them. I have 2 Wavering Eyes, but I want my 3rd one, and my 2nd one's at home anyways. So 2 Luster Pendulum. He's good because you can get him out with Ignister. He's bad because if you use him in scale, he's almost impossible to get out. Unless you play Wavering Eyes or use Ignister. But you just summoned another Luster Pendulum in defense mode, usually, unless you opened both, in case that's really bad. So yeah, 2 of him. This one's an interesting tech. Fairy Tale Luna. People really underestimate her when If you don't have Skulker Bat, normal summon her. If you don't have either, just Pendulum Summon. Or use a normal summon on someone. Honestly, it doesn't matter. She searches herself when she's normal summoned, and if your opponent doesn't play a lot of one-ofs, you can bounce stuff back to hand. It's a quick effect. You can bounce yourself back as well. You can bounce yourself and something else that your opponent controls. That's what I've been trying to say. And you basically can Pendulum Summon 2 of her out, and then, now it doesn't get her effect when she's special summoned, but, you know, she's still pretty
She's not hard once per turn?
She's soft once per turn.
Ooh.
During either player's turn. So if your opponent tries to negate it with, like, Invokes Macabre, you can just be like, bounce. You can't negate that unless you run 2, then haha. And the last of the monsters, I know this has been going up a little bit, and that's Ghost Ogre. If you can't run her, play a Maxi and probably something else. I couldn't tell you.
Veiler? I don't even know.
Not even Effect Veiler.
What's even
like, you really want Ogres. If you can't afford Ash like me, just run the Ogres. I know you want Maxi. I don't run Maxi in this. Please run Maxi. It is too good not to.
That is true. We were blessed to have it for another format.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very interesting move by Come Money. But anyways, she just disrupts your opponent if you really don't have much. And she's also a tuner. Not like it's relevant because you can't use her for anything really.
E-Telly target.
Yeah, if I play E-Telly. Speaking of E-Telly, spells. This card. This card's good. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can search with it. You can search the rest of the spells that I have in my hand, and you can search Double Iris and Luster Pendulum. And that is it. Now, I make it sound like that's a bad thing. Double Iris is very good. The next spells are very good. So, yeah. I got 2 Pendulum Call. I probably will just cut it to 1. But
you only have 1 super, that's why, right?
Basically. It's good when you don't have Wisdom Eye, but if you have Wisdom Eye, you basically have to hold on to him for another turn. Which is kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. Now, the next cards, they're busted. Especially the one after this. 2-star Pendulum Graph. This card, whenever a Magician Pendulum leaves the field from Monster Zone or Pendulum Scale, it's mandatory, you have to add a Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. It doesn't matter what its name is, as long as it's a Magician Pendulum. It is absolutely mandatory, and I've had conflicted rulings on some of it, but I'm not going to bring that up. It's really good, because you can destroy your own shit, get another thing for free. If you have Astrograph, you're basically going +2. It's very powerful. Now here's the most busted card.
Whoa.
I'm not going to talk about it. And there's this. Oh boy, this card's too good. So, actually, I guess I should bring something up. With both of these, your opponent can't target your shit with spells, your monsters, and scales, I believe. Spellcaster type monsters, so just the monsters. So they can't be targeted by spell cards or effects. This is the same but with traps. So you basically are almost immune to all targeting except monster targeting, which is kind of unfortunate. Getting those out of the way. Once per turn. Yeah, it's a hard once per turn, but you can target a Magician Pendulum monster you control in the Monster Zone or Pendulum Scale, and something your opponent controls. Destroy both. If one of those two or both were not destroyed, you can send a card on the field to the grave. It's non-targeting, so it's like you can protect your stuff. If you have Pendulum Call out, like, you're gonna just send something to the grave. You'll destroy something if theirs, both weren't destroyed, boom. Something gets sent to the grave.
Non-target, non-destruction?
Yep, just gets sent to the grave.
Crazy.
And that is 40 card deck.
Yes.
Now moving on to the extra deck. This has budget options too. Now note, there are kind of some pricey cards in here, but if anything, get these. Time Star Magicians. It searches Dark Spellcasters. You can play Dark Magicians.
Ooh.
And use this, and it searches Dark Magicians.
What would you normally search with it?
Astrograph.
Yeah,
I search Astrograph.
Yeah, makes sense.
And if I don't need Astrograph, I will try to get a Harmonizing out of Scale, because it's not just from deck. It's from deck, grave, or face-up extra deck. So he's very versatile, and when they would be destroyed, you can send spellcaster from deck to grave instead. Any of your Pendulum magicians. So you target it with the trap, or target something with the trap, and then you just send something instead.
Dang.
And then get the send one from deck to grave, or one field to grave effect off. Tornado Dragon. I don't really need to talk about this card, but
Look how shiny he is.
he gets rid of spells and traps, and you can pop your own stuff if you really wanted to. I don't recommend it, but if you're in that situation, I don't disagree with the idea. Utopia package is just too good not to. If you're running like 14 cards, just put Utopia the Prime in, because why not? Being at least lightning twice is never bad. Castell's good still, like 3 years later. Abyss Dweller, spells and traps activating engrave via True Draco is annoying still. We don't like that. So actually, does he? Any card effects activate your opponent. Yep, so any. So, and the last rank 4, I play Perform Mage Trapeze Magician.
Whoa.
You can target basically anything. Yeah. Just target a face-up attack division monster, gonna attack twice.
Dang.
But it gets destroyed at the end phase. Darn.
That's pretty
You
crazy.
can target itself. Also, you can't take any damage that's more than his attack, which is 2,500. So, or that is less than his attack. So he's very beefy. On to St. Crows. Ignister.
Ignister.
He's still good, and he's still at 1. I wish he was at 2, but being at 1's fine. One card I heavily recommend if you get Pendulum Evolution. Enlightenment Paladin. I go into him a lot. If you want that Upstart Goblin back, you can get it. He just adds any spell back from grave to hand. Now, Pendulum monsters count as monster engrave, so you can't get them back, obviously, but you can get your Duelist Alliances back, your Pendulum Calls back, your Star Pendulum Graphs, stuff like that. Next card, I don't want to talk about this one, but here he is. I guess if you have Zark and your Clear Wing or White Wing Magician gets banished, you can put it back. Okay. Stardust Dragon, I don't have Beals, but Stardust is good because it prevents the board nukes you want to happen.
That's fair.
Or I guess it prevents the ones you don't want to happen, but you can just keep the ones that you do want to happen. Void Ogre Dragon, he's just kind of, he's just stally. Honestly, like I would put Beals and probably Scarlight instead.
Yeah, Scarlet's good.
I do have Scarlight, I just don't have him in here. So if you want to sub Void Ogre out for like Scarlight, I heavily recommend. Now that he's a rare in the Dimensional Guardians Duelist pack, even though he's not very pretty. And the last two,
The Blue Boys.
look, being limited in the extra deck is rough. So Decode Docker and Proxy Dragon can fix that. So you can Pendulum summon up to 3 from the extra deck. You usually don't, but yeah. That's really it. Also, it prevents targeting. Just you tribute something off. Unfortunately, it's a tribute. It's not destroy something it points to.
Oh, that'd be really good.
That'd be awesome because I can trigger Astrograph off. But yeah, that's my deck. Suggested changes. I like Wavering Eyes. Some people don't. I wish I had Wavering Eyes. But Wavering Eyes, I'd probably sub out Upstart and stuff. Pot of Desires, I just have my Blue Eyes deck, which I'll do a profile on eventually.
Smash that like button if you want to see Blue Eyes.
Or don't. It's your
Or don't,
choice.
yeah. Or dislike it. I don't care.
I care. Everything matters to me. I care. What else? Apex Avian. He's only a tech choice, and quite frankly, it is totally optional to play him because if you don't have good scales and you open it, you're dead, basically. Because what are you gonna do? Gofu's not bad. Allure of Darkness is okay if you really need draw power. I'm just trying to think of like what's really strong. Ashes, obviously. Maxi. Stuff like that. Like, this isn't the best deck profile, even though I'm sure the title will say it, right? Absolutely. But there extra deck changes, Beals.
Beals.
Zark probably, Scarlight. Just better everything. If you want to run more Omegas, I don't see why not. If you want to cut Proxy Dragon, I also don't see why not. And yeah, that's the deck. If you have any suggestions, please leave it down in the comments below, and I might or might not read them, because that's me.
He'll probably read them. He might not respond, though.
Yeah, I might not respond. I'll just be like, no, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
So yeah, to keep that in mind when you respond. But
I'm always judging you.
Criticism is welcome.
Yes.
And yeah, if you have any suggestions, let us know. If you thought anything was really cool, let us know. If you have any comment, I guess just comment it. That's the point of that.
Yo, if anyone's got road nuts, hit me up.
Yeah, he's road nut man.
I need road nuts.
Yeah, he's trying to beat my Poke Draco collection, I think.
I'll think about it. I want to collect WoW Warrior so badly. But he's like $1.50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he expensive? Because like the irony.
Because he's only been printed once.
Oh wow.
I know this video's dragging on at this point, but who really cares? Like, this just be outtake. Yeah, if you guys got WoW Warriors on the cheap, please just send them all to me, because I want them.
Thumbs up for WoW Warrior, am I right?
Wow.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Colin, for showing off this amazing best Pendulum Magician deck profile.
Budget deck profile.
Budget deck profile.
You're welcome.
Every day it's getting more budget. Thanks to Duelist it's getting reprinted.
Thanks. Thanks, Konami. Luckily, I only spent 11 on them, so I don't care.
And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.
Bye.